The polygamist. In the bustling city where success was measured by wealth, power, and influence, no one seemed more accomplished than Jonasi Gomorrah. Jonasi was a self-made businessman who had risen from humble beginnings to become one of the most respected men in society. He owned businesses, lived in a luxurious home, drove expensive cars, and was admired by many. To outsiders, he appeared to be the perfect example of success. But beneath his polished image lay a secret that threatened to destroy everything he had built. Jonasi was living multiple lives. He had several wives and romantic relationships, each carefully hidden from the others. Every woman believed she was special to him. He showered them with affection, gifts, and promises of a bright future. Through charm, intelligence, and manipulation, Jonasi convinced each of them that they were the center of his world. For years, his system worked perfectly. He traveled frequently for business, making it easy to explain his absences. Whenever questions arose, he always had convincing answers. His wealth allowed him to maintain separate homes, separate schedules, and separate stories. The women trusted him completely. But the truth has a way of revealing itself. One day, a simple mistake changed everything. A phone call intended for one wife reached another. What seemed like a small misunderstanding soon raised suspicions. At first, the woman dismissed her concerns, believing there must be an innocent explanation. However, strange details continued to emerge. There were unexplained trips, missed appointments, mysterious messages, and stories that didn't quite add up. As doubts grew stronger, she began investigating. What she discovered shocked her beyond imagination. Jonasi was not the man she thought he was. Meanwhile, another woman in Jonasi's life was experiencing similar suspicions. She noticed unusual behavior and growing secrecy. Curious and concerned, she started asking questions. Her search for answers led her down a path she never expected. Eventually, the women crossed paths. At first, they were confused. Then they were stunned. The realization hit them like a thunderstorm. They were all involved with the same man. The truth spread rapidly among the women connected to Jonasi. One by one, they learned about each other. Every discovery brought fresh heartbreak. Some cried. Some became furious. Others felt deeply humiliated. The man they had trusted with their hearts had been deceiving them for years. As emotions intensified, confrontations became unavoidable. The women demanded answers. How long had this been happening? Who else was involved? Did Jonasi ever truly love any of them? Faced with exposure, Jonasi tried desperately to maintain control. He defended his actions, claiming he loved each woman in different ways. He argued that he had provided for them, cared for them, and given them comfortable lives. But his explanations failed to erase the pain. The damage was already done. The women were no longer willing to remain silent. As the scandal unfolded, Jonasi's personal life began affecting his professional reputation. Rumors spread throughout social circles and business networks. People who once admired him started questioning his integrity. His carefully crafted image was falling apart. Business associates became cautious. Friends distanced themselves. Family members felt embarrassed and betrayed. The pressure mounted from every direction. At home, relationships grew increasingly tense. The women found themselves facing difficult choices. Some wanted revenge for the years of deception. Others wanted closure and peace. A few struggled because despite everything, they still loved Jonasi. Love and betrayal became tangled together. Every decision carried consequences. One woman chose independence, determined never again to allow someone else to define her worth. Another sought justice and accountability. Others focused on rebuilding their lives and protecting their children from the emotional fallout. For the first time, the women stopped competing for Jonasi's attention and began supporting one another. United by shared pain, they discovered strength they never knew they possessed. Ironically, the very people Jonasi had deceived became stronger because of the truth. As months passed, Jonasi found himself increasingly isolated. The power he once enjoyed could not repair broken trust. The money he had accumulated could not buy forgiveness. The influence he possessed could not erase the consequences of his actions. He was forced to confront the reality he had spent years avoiding. Every lie creates a burden. Every secret demands a cost. And eventually, the bill comes due. Jonasi began reflecting on the choices that had led him to this point. He remembered the promises he had made, the trust he had broken, and the pain he had caused. For perhaps the first time in his life, he realized that success meant little without honesty. The women, meanwhile, continued moving forward. Though their journeys were difficult, they emerged wiser and stronger. What had begun as a story of deception became a story of resilience. Their heartbreak did not define them. Their courage did. In the end, The Polygamist is not simply a story about a man with multiple wives. It is a powerful drama about trust, ambition, love, and the consequences of living behind a mask. It reminds us that secrets may remain hidden for a time, but the truth is patient. No matter how powerful a person becomes, no matter how carefully lies are constructed, the truth eventually finds a way to the surface. And when it does, lives are changed forever. Some people lose everything. Others discover their true strength. That is the unforgettable lesson at the heart of The Polygamist.